Picture this. A sunny Tuesday, birds chirping, you're strolling through the park enjoying a bagel. Suddenly you spot it, a snake. Now before you sprint off screaming like a toddler who just dropped their ice cream, let's take a deep breath. Yes, snakes can be a tad startling. They seem to appear out of thin air, moving with a grace that's both mesmerizing and slightly unnerving. But are these slithering serpents truly the villains we often make them out to be? Turns out snakes are more misunderstood than a mime at a poetry slam. They've been demonized throughout history, cast as villains in mythology and horror movies alike. But like that friend who insists on wearing socks with sandals, snakes just need a good PR campaign. So, let's shed some light on these fascinating creatures and see if we can't untangle the truth about their reputation. Are they cold-blooded killers lurking in the shadows, ready to strike at the mere whisper of a flip-flop? Or are they misunderstood marvels of evolution, playing a vital role in our ecosystem? Grab your magnifying glass and your sense of humor, folks, because we're about to dive into the fascinating world of snakes. Let's address the elephant in the room, or rather, the rat in the basement. Snakes have a reputation for being dangerous, and for good reason. Some of them pack venom potent enough to drop a grown man faster than you can say anti-venom. But here's the thing, most snakes would rather avoid a confrontation with you. They're not out to get you. In fact, snakes are incredibly beneficial to the environment. They're nature's pest control, keeping rodent populations in check. Think about it, a world overrun with rats and mice. That's the stuff of nightmares right there. Snakes are like the silent guardians, the watchful protectors, well, you get the picture. They're essential to maintaining a healthy ecosystem. They're also a source of food for other animals, like birds of prey and larger mammals. It's a circle of life thing, you know? So, while you might not want to cuddle up with a cobra anytime soon, it's important to remember that snakes play a vital role in the delicate balance of nature. Now let's talk about the fear factor. Why are so many people terrified of snakes? Is it their lack of legs, their slithering movements, their tendency to show up unannounced in your bathtub? Okay, that last one is definitely cause for concern. But for the most part, our fear of snakes is rooted in misunderstanding. We've been conditioned to see them as dangerous, thanks to a combination of cultural myths and Hollywood blockbusters. Remember that scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark where Indiana Jones is trapped in a pit of snakes? Yeah, that didn't exactly do wonders for their public image, but the truth is most snakes are harmless to humans. They'd rather slither away than pick a fight. And even venomous snakes only bite as a last resort, usually when they feel threatened. So the next time you encounter a snake in the wild, remember, it's probably more afraid of you than you are of it. Section 4. Friends, not food, for goodness sake. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, are you asking me to befriend a creature that can literally liquefy my internal organs with a single bite? Are you off your rocker? And to that I say, well, when you put it that way. Look, I'm not suggesting you start inviting pythons over for tea and crumpets. But we can certainly learn to coexist peacefully with these fascinating reptiles. The key is education. The more we understand about snakes, the less we'll fear them. And who knows, maybe one day we'll even appreciate them for the important role they play in our world. Imagine a world where we no longer scream at the sight of a harmless garter snake. A world where we respect their space, and they in turn respect ours. A world where we can all just get along, snakes and humans alike, living in perfect, okay, maybe not perfect, but at least tolerable harmony. Section 5. From fangs to pharmaceuticals. The unexpected benefits. Here's a fun fact. Snake venom, while potentially deadly, is also being used to develop life-saving medications. Yep, you heard that right. The same stuff that can stop your heart can also help treat heart attacks, strokes, and even cancer. It's like finding out your grumpy old neighbor who collects bottle caps is actually a retired astronaut. Surprising, but kind of awesome. Turns out snake venom is a complex cocktail of proteins and enzymes, some of which have medicinal properties. Scientists are studying these compounds to create new drugs and treatments for a variety of ailments. So not only do snakes help keep rodent populations in check, but they could also hold the key to unlocking new medical breakthroughs. Who knew these slithery creatures were such overachievers? This goes to show that even the most feared and misunderstood creatures can have hidden benefits. It's a reminder that we should never judge a book by its cover, or in this case, a snake by its fangs. Section 6. So, are snakes friends or foes? The age-old question, friends or foes. Well, like a jury deliberating on a particularly complex case, I'm going to have to go with it's complicated. Snakes are an integral part of our ecosystem, providing valuable services like pest control and even contributing to medical advancements. Yet they can also pose a danger, especially venomous species. The key takeaway: respect, education, and maybe a healthy dose of caution. Appreciate their role in the world. Learn to identify the dangerous ones, and don't go picking fights with creatures that can literally melt your insides. That seems like a fair deal, wouldn't you say? So, the next time you encounter a snake, take a moment to observe it from a distance. Admire its sinuous movements, its intricate patterns, its ability to swallow prey 3 times its size. Just maybe, with a little understanding, we can all learn to appreciate these fascinating creatures for the marvels they truly are.